Pep Guardiola just issued a 4-word warning about Lamine Yamal. Leave the kid alone? 4 words. From the man who built the most dominant version of Lionel Messi, the man who personally orchestrated Messi's minutes and rest across 219 matches, the man who understands better than anyone the crushing weight of expectation. And he's warning Barcelona about Yamal, not about his talent, not about his potential, about something far more dangerous. Because beneath the spectacular goals, the match-winning moments, the viral highlights, lies a critical physiological and tactical crisis that could destroy one of the most exciting talents in world football. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why Guardiola is terrified for Yamal's future. You'll see the historical precedents that serve as glaring warnings, and you'll discover why Barcelona's tactical dependency on an 18-year-old could end in disaster. But first, subscribe to Cyberboot right now, because this isn't just about Lamine Yamal. This is about how football destroys its brightest talents by ignoring the lessons of history. Let's expose the truth. Ever since a 16-year-old Lamine Yamal announced himself on the global stage with a spectacular 25-yard strike against France in the UEFA Euro 2024 semi-final, the new Messi narrative has become inescapable. The comparisons, the expectations, the pressure, and the workload. The meteoric rise of Yamal is one of the most captivating stories in modern football. When a teenager begins dictating the outcome of elite matches, the excitement is intoxicating. But beneath that excitement lies something far more troubling. A physiological crisis, a tactical crisis, a systemic crisis. Because Lamine Yamal is being asked to carry Barcelona, not support them, not contribute, carry them. And that burden, that expectation, is historically unprecedented. Nearly 8,000 professional minutes before reaching adulthood. For context, neither Messi, Xavi, nor Andres Iniesta came close to this volume of elite-level football at the same age, and we've already seen what happens when Barcelona overplay their teenage talents. Pedri, Ansu Fati. Careers disrupted, potential derailed, and now Guardiola is warning that Yamal is next. Unless something changes immediately. Today, we're going to break down the immense burden placed on Yamal, the historical warnings Barcelona is ignoring, and the tactical realities of relying on an 18-year-old to carry one of the world's biggest clubs. Let's start with the comparison that's suffocating Lamine Yamal, the new Messi label. It's inevitable, it's unavoidable, and it's fundamentally dangerous. Because the narrative often warps football history, creating an impossible standard. There's a common misconception about Lionel Messi's career. People assume he scored 90 goals a season for 15 years straight without injury, that he was indestructible from age 17 onwards. But that's not true. Messi scored a record-breaking 91 goals in a single calendar year, 2012, 1 year. Not every year. And while he maintained historic consistency, his early career was defined by careful management. Pep Guardiola did not demand that a teenage Messi carry a dysfunctional system. He didn't ask Messi to be the sole creative engine, the only goal threat, the entire attack. Instead, alongside Frank Rijkaard before him, Guardiola carefully managed Messi's minutes early on. He protected him, he rested him, he built a system around him. And critically, Guardiola eventually deployed Messi as a false nine. This wasn't just a tactical innovation, it was a specific adaptation designed to relieve Messi of exhausting defensive duties. By dropping deep and vacating the central striker position, Messi could conserve energy for explosive, decisive actions. He wasn't running 40 yards back to defend, he wasn't tracking fullbacks, he wasn't chasing lost causes. He was positioned to maximize impact while minimizing physical strain. This is intelligent player management. Now compare that to Lamine Yamal's situation. He's expected to be the sole creative engine. He drops deep to build attacks, he creates the final action, and then he tracks back 30 to 40 meters to defend during transitions. There's no false nine positioning to conserve energy, no tactical system designed to minimize his workload. Instead, the entire Barcelona attack flows through him. And when an 18-year-old is expected to carry that weight, the psychological and physical burden is unprecedented. Now let me ask you, do you think the new Messi comparison helps or hurts Yamal's development? Drop your answer in the comments, because this narrative shapes how Barcelona manage him. Let's talk about the numbers that should terrify everyone at Barcelona. Nearly 8,000 professional minutes before reaching adulthood. That's an extreme anomaly in football history. To put this in perspective, Lionel Messi didn't reach 8,000 professional minutes until he was 21 years old. Xavi and Andres Iniesta? Similar trajectories. These are 3 of the greatest players in Barcelona's history, players who defined an era, and none of them were subjected to this volume of elite-level football as teenagers. Why? Because their bodies weren't ready. The human body, especially one still undergoing adolescent physical development, is not built to sustain the relentless demands of top-tier European football every 3 days. Muscles, tendons, ligaments, they need time to adapt, to strengthen, to recover. When you skip that adaptation period, you don't create a superhuman athlete, you create a ticking time bomb. We've already seen the consequences of ignoring this reality. In the 2020-21 season, Pedri played 73 matches for club and country, over 5,000 minutes, at 18 years old. The result? A cycle of chronic hamstring injuries that severely disrupted his subsequent seasons. Pedri went from being one of the most exciting young midfielders in world football to being unavailable for months at a time. His development was derailed, his consistency disappeared, and Barcelona lost a player who should have been defining their midfield for years. But the most heartbreaking warning is Ansu Fati. In August 2019, Fati debuted at 16 years old. In December 2019, he became the youngest scorer in UEFA Champions League history against Inter Milan. He looked unstoppable, fearless, destined for greatness. And then, on November 7th, 2020, his knee gave out. But the injury itself wasn't the tragedy. The tragedy was what came next. Complications during rehabilitation, including reports from Dr. Ramon Cugat regarding surgical stitches tearing due to premature overexertion in training, derailed a player once valued at $80 million. Fati's entire career trajectory was altered. His explosiveness was gone. His confidence was shattered. And Barcelona lost another generational talent because they couldn't manage his workload. Do you see the pattern? Pedri, Fati, now Yamal. Barcelona keep overplaying their teenage talents, and they keep paying the price. The question is, will they learn before it's too late for Yamal? But the physical workload is only part of the problem. Because Barcelona's tactical system is amplifying the burden on Yamal. Under Hansi Flick's system, the demands placed on wingers are brutal. The system relies on a high defensive line and relentless pressing. This requires forwards to sprint 30 to 40 meters back into defense during transitions, every single time possession is lost. That's not sustainable for a teenager playing 90 minutes 3 times a week. Elite teams historically use possession to rest on the pitch. Barcelona under Guardiola would complete 800, 900 passes per match. But those weren't just passes, they were rest periods. With Xavi and Iniesta dictating tempo, Barcelona could slow the game down, control the rhythm, exhaust opponents while preserving their own energy. Without that tempo control, matches become chaotic, end-to-end physical battles. And Yamal is forced to participate in every phase, dropping deep to build attacks, creating the final action, tracking back defensively. There's no rest, no controlled possession to catch your breath, just constant running. And elite managers are exploiting this dependency. By forcing Yamal onto his weaker right foot and isolating him with double or triple teams, opponents can neutralize Barcelona's primary threat. When 3 defenders collapse on Yamal, Barcelona's attack stalls. Because there's no plan B, no alternative creative outlet. Everything flows through Yamal. And when he's neutralized, the entire system breaks down. Now, people often say Yamal needs veterans around him. But the tactical reality is the opposite. Players like Rafinha are thriving specifically because of the gravity Yamal commands. When 3 defenders collapse on Yamal, massive spaces open up on the opposite flank. Rafinha benefits from that space. But if Yamal is removed, or fatigued to the point where he can't attract that defensive attention, the space disappears, and Rafinha's effectiveness drops. This is what tactical dependency looks like. The entire system is built around one 18-year-old, and when he struggles, everything collapses. Now let me ask you, should Barcelona sign another elite winger to reduce the burden on Yamal, or should they change the system entirely? Comment below. I want to hear your tactical solutions, but here's the twist that makes this crisis even more dangerous. The issue isn't that Yamal can't handle the workload right now. It's that the damage is accumulative. Every match, every sprint, every tackle, every 90 minutes played on tired legs, it all adds up. And by the time the injury happens, by the time the hamstring tears or the knee gives out, it's too late. Because the damage was done months earlier. And that's why Guardiola's warning is so urgent. This isn't about protecting Yamal today. It's about saving his career for the next decade. And the modern football calendar offers absolutely no reprieve. Maintaining elite physical performance while fasting from sunrise to sunset during Ramadan is an immense physiological challenge. The body faces severe dehydration and depleted glycogen stores. Even with specialized nutritional plans, playing 90 minutes in high-stakes matches without proper hydration is a recipe for muscular failure. For context, Barcelona suffered a 4-0 Copa del Rey defeat to Atletico Madrid during this period, and Yamal played the full 90 minutes, exhausted, dehydrated, visibly struggling. When a player is visibly fatigued or when the match is already decided, top managers pull their stars to protect them. Guardiola does this constantly at Manchester City. Klopp did it at Liverpool. Ancelotti did it at Real Madrid. But Barcelona? They leave Yamal on the pitch for 90 minutes, match after match, week after week. This isn't brave management, this is negligent management, because the long-term cost of those extra 20 minutes in a dead match could be 6 months of injury recovery. So here's the truth about Lamine Yamal's situation. The issue is not his talent, attitude, or work ethic. The crisis lies in a systemic dependency that forces a developing teenager to mask the structural flaws of a massive club. Barcelona don't have the midfield control they used to. They don't have the tactical depth. They don't have the squad quality. And instead of fixing those problems, they're asking an 18-year-old to cover for them. As Guardiola showed with Messi, true generational talent must be protected, preserved, and placed into a system that absorbs the heavy lifting, not asked to carry the system on their back. And until Barcelona learn that lesson, Yamal's career is in danger. So here's Guardiola's warning restated. Leave the kid alone. Stop comparing him to Messi. Stop expecting him to carry Barcelona. Stop playing him 90 minutes every match. Build a system that protects him, rotate him intelligently, give him the support Messi had. Because if Barcelona don't change course immediately, Lamine Yamal will become the next Ansu Fati. Another generational talent destroyed by overuse. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Barcelona will protect Yamal, or is he destined to follow Pedri and Fati into injury crisis? And here's the bigger question. Is Guardiola's warning enough, or does Barcelona need a complete tactical overhaul? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. Let's debate this properly. If this breakdown opened your eyes to the crisis facing Yamal, subscribe to Cyberboot immediately and turn on notifications. Hit that like button if you agree Barcelona need to change their approach before it's too late. Share this with anyone who thinks Yamal is invincible.